Hi everyone. So today we're looking at how to incorporate a bookmark with your card to make a little extra gift when you send your card. So there's not many measurements to go with. We're going to go with what you have available. So this first one's going to be a corner bookmark that will attach to the front of your card, and it's removable to go into your book. So I have chosen these as my decoration, and I'm going to use one of these on my bookmark and 3 on my card. So the first thing I've done is I've looked at the size of whatever image I've got, and I've cut a square that is at least double the width. So let me show you what we're going to do. We're going to take this and we're going to fold it in half. So we fold it in half that way, open it out and fold it in half the other way. This is so simple, and I have actually got a tutorial that will show you how to make lots of animals and things as corner bookmarks. So I'm going to take this now and I'm going to cut out one of those sections. There we go. So this simply folds over, and that folds over there, and that will give you a little pocket. And that is the pocket that is going to go over your page of your book. So you'll see there it's not quite lined up. So let's tidy that up a little bit and get my phone folder and just make sure it's nice and tidy. So I tend to have the 2 pieces here for the back and this one for the front. So I'm going to take my double-sided tape or any glue that you want. I'm going to place that on there, and I'm going to put 3. I want it nice and strong. Remove that and then simply fold that over. So I've now got a double piece on the back and a single piece on the front. So I'm going to take this Super Dad You're the Best as my main piece. And we're going to take that and stick that onto the front. Sure I've got it nice and even all the way round. There we go. So I've now got a double piece on the front. So I've got this bit stuck on, this piece, single piece, and then 2 pieces at the back. So when you come to put it into a book, let me reach over and I'll just get that. When you open your book, you can simply slide it over the page, and that keeps your place so that it always opens. It doesn't damage the pages at all, and it's easily moved. So if you want to go to the next part of your book, simply slide it over the top. I say these are absolutely gorgeous for adults or children alike. So let's come to the card. So this is our piece here, and that's going to form the front bit of my card. Okay, so the card will open and they'll have the added benefit of this one on here. So now we're going to take just scraps of card This is double-sided, so I've got the choice of the tartan or plain. So I'm going on to there. So I haven't measured. I'm using the card to just give me a line to cut along. Now, there we have a perfectly lined piece on the front. So here I've got Great Cook, Pocket Money Giver, Computer Game Player. All these things and so much more is going to be my main message at the bottom. And I've got Lift Giver, Coffee Drinker, Tools, Fixer of Things. So we're going to add those to there. And I'll go with wet glue. So, place that onto there. That one onto there. And this one onto the bottom. So these are all fixed. And I've got room across the middle to put happy birthday or anything else that I wish. I'm just going to see if I've got a happy birthday to go with it. Okay, on the sheet with the pictures, there was Best Dad Ever. So we're going to take that and we're going to put that across the middle. So you can put it on sticky fixers if you wanted to lift it a little. Yeah. So a very simple card, but it has this added benefit that it's got the bookmark that you can remove so that they have a gift as well. You could even put something under there so when they take it off, there's a little surprise motif underneath there. Okay. So let's put that to one side. And we're going to go on to another one. So one of the favourite cards I've loved to do is a card that actually looks like a book, and it is so easy. So any size card, and I've put a score line down the front, and this is actually 3 centimetres or 1 1/4 inches, but it can be anything. So just some sort of narrow border down there. And we're going to do the same measurement down there. We're going to do a pencil line across the top. So this was 3 centimetres. So I'm just going to put 3 centimetres across here. And I just want to draw a line that goes across to my score line. So I'm going to take my scissors and through one piece of my card, not both, I'm going to cut as far as my score line there. And what I need to do now is gently curve up to this top point. So I'm going to open it out, take this, and I'm gently curving up to there. So that has started the shape of my book. Now it's important that you hold on to this, because what I do now, it was there, I'm going to slide it down to the bottom, and your score line will still be matching, but I'm going to mark that curve there. Take it back to the top, slide it across, and the score line needs to be level with the edge of your card. So I hold that in place, and I'm just going to draw my pencil line there. So I'm going to take my scissors and draw that and cut that curve. And this one goes through both layers. So this can be put to one side, but if you keep it, then you and mark it 3 centimeters or 1 1/4 inches, you know you can always use that as a template. So there is our card that with just a couple of cuts with the scissors, it's now representing a book. Okay, so on the front of my book, I've got some pieces here. I want to do this doorway. So yeah, that will fit onto there. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to cover the entire front of the book. You can cut a topper or anything to decorate your book. Again, if you look back through tutorials, there are plenty of examples of how to do the book. Now I'm going up to the score line. Let that go down. And then I can take my scissors and cut off anything that overhangs. This is a lovely way of making a card because you don't need measurements. You just go with what you've got. So there I've got my doorway onto there. I can then take this piece of my card and I can attach that to this spine of the book. So I want to make sure that I've got tape that's going up as far as I can. And once again, I'm coming from the bottom just up as far as my score line. So my score line stays where it is. I'm going to go to the back and I can use the card as a template to just cut round. Yeah. Open it out and I can just finish cutting same curve there. So I've now got my book. Right. Now I want to represent the pages inside. So I'm going to take my pens and I'm going to choose one of the colours. So I think I will go with this one and I'm going for a very fine border, very fine end to my pen, and I'm just going to do light lines from this curve to the end. And this is going to represent the pages of my book. They don't have to all be parallel. Just enjoy decorating. Okay. So now we've got these lovely pages marked at the top. We've got our side piece here, and we've got our picture on the front. And when you open inside, it looks like the pages of the book. Okay, now I haven't quite finished going across there. So let's just finish. So it doesn't matter if there's gaps. That's better. Okay, so you can put any message that you want onto the front. And if you want to mark on the spine, as some of the books do, if we take this and line it up, we can now draw lines on there to represent the old score lines on the spine of a book. So again, your template has come into play so that these marks here are the same as the curve here and here. So there's our book card. And the lid down to my, there it is. To my pen. So we're now going to look at putting a little bookmark in here. Now I had some matching papers, so they're only single-sided, but that matches nicely in with there. So let's take a look at this. Now I'm just going to take my ruler and decide how wide you want your bookmark, and I'm just going to down on there. Now I do like to reinforce my bookmarks if possible, so I'm going to put that one side for the moment, and we're going to work on this as a bookmark. Right, I've collected a few bits together. I've got a piece of white card that will reinforce my bookmark, and I've got some embroidery thread here to make a tassel. So what I'm going to do is wrap this around my hand. There's no set number of times to do it. Finish at the bottom and snip through. I'm then going to snip halfway. So there we go. Take another piece of the thread, and we're going to place that in the middle of our tassel, and we're just going to tie a really tight knot in the middle of our tassel. So there we have the start of our tassel. We've got this bit to attach it, and this bit we need to now just put another piece of thread, and we're going to hold that down tightly, and then we're going to just wrap this round the tassel. Don't worry if it's not in the right place, because when we're ready, we can slide this up to however we want it. When I'm ready, just tie it off with a knot. And we're just going to snip off those edges, and that becomes part of the tassel. Go to the bottom, and we're going to cut our tassel whatever length we want it. So there is our tassel, that one's sticking out. Yep. Sometimes these lay down nicely, sometimes they don't. So there is our tassel. We're then going to take this one here, and I'm going to put double-sided tape all the way down, but I'm going to just pull this at the bottom. I want to put a little bit extra in the middle. So this is where I want my tassel to fit. So I need to make sure that's going to stay. And I'm going to take my tassel and just fix it into the center there. There we go. So there's my tassel. Turn it round, and I'm going to let the tassel come off the bottom with just a tiny little border of white all the way around it. And take my scissors, I'm going to get rid of these little bits. So there's a certain amount of static on them, and they seem attracted to glue. So I'm then going to cut a little white border. I haven't measured anything. So now I have cut all the way round, and I'm left with my tassel at the bottom. Now, if I take a comb or my knife, I can just pull down on here, and all the little threads will separate. So just take a bit of time over it, and you'll have a lovely fluffy tassel to go on there. So here we've then got our card. In goes our bookmark with the little tassel that is coming out the bottom, and that will just fold into the background, into the envelope, and they will receive the card that looks like a book, and inside they will have a bookmark. Okay, so there's another way of doing the bookmark. Let's pop that to one side, and we'll come back and look at them at the end. So there's our second one. Quick tidy up of the desk. Now, I came across a lady on the internet a while back, and she had some graphics that make magnetic bookmarks. So this was a Dachshund one that I particularly liked, and I'll give you all the links to her site. The price was very reasonable, but this one I printed off at 72.5%. So on your controls for your printer, right, it was printed at 72.5 Okay. If you print it off the full size, you have to put it on an 8-inch card or 21 centimeters. So you can see that it comes in 2 halves. Each one folds around, and it makes 2 bookmarks that when you place them into your book, here's one, they will actually just slip onto your book and mark your page. So you get one that is marking with the tail and another one which, when it goes on, it marks your page with the front of the dog. So I thought it was rather funny to use these to make a card as a way of giving the bookmark. And I've just done a simple background on my card, folded it gatefold, and then each half of the bookmark goes on there. When you open it, the little doggy is coming, chasing its tail. Okay, so I thought that was a real fun way of giving somebody a bookmark. Okay, so very simple to do. Normal gatefold. This is 72%. I started by colouring in the dog. Now, my granddaughter particularly likes the black and tan dog. So if we bring this one back, you can see that I coloured the whole lot, and then it's just a matter of colouring in patches. Don't worry too much about the outside, because you're actually going to cut anything from around here. So there's his ear. Let's finish colouring in his ear. So I'm going to leave a little bit of tan around his eyes. And you can play around and do all sorts, because they have patches in all different areas. We go right. So this one here, he's got a patch around his eye. There, he's got a patch around his nose here, comes up to his ear, and then down the side of his ear. But there's no right or wrong way of doing it. I had a look at the internet, and there's some that are spotted, which I'd never seen a spotted dachshund before. There we go. So let's give him a little bit of black on his paws. And then it's simply a matter of cutting him out and folding him down this patch here. It's a little dotted line. So you then get the 2 bits of your dachshund. So you can make them with a lot of tan on. You can make them all tan, like this one, or start adding patches down his tail. Okay, so have fun decorating. You can have a look at pictures on the internet. You can, if you've got a dachshund, you can easily do it the same colour as your dog. So I'll just quickly go around. So if you want to make big ones, print them out the same size as they were designed. But if you want smaller ones to go on a card, then I'd suggest you go for 72.5%. So these can be left as they are. You can laminate them if you wish to make them a lot stronger. You can put magnets between them. So let's just finish going around. The designs are absolutely lovely because you can do an awful lot of careful colouring and match them to any colours that you're going to put on your card. So let's put that to one side. You can do all sorts of colouring on that and then simply fold it in half. And that is going to be there to go on your card, on your book, and it will keep your page beautifully without any damage. No turning the pages down. And there is your marker. Okay. So let's have a look at what we've got. The lady does have all sorts of bookmarks with fancy colouring that you can do as well. But again, go to her site and see what she has. Okay, so this is the full size. Let's bring this one in. This was 8-inch square card. This one was a normal A5, and this one was printed at 75.5%. Okay, little greeting just to match it. This one has the corner bookmark on it. So you can either have it on the front of your card, or you can. Finally, we have the one we made the card look like a book, and we've made a simple bookmark to go in there. So you can do all sorts, but have fun at matching a bookmark to a card of some description, right? And enjoy giving a little bit of a gift as well as the card. God bless you all.